Hello chaps, welcome to John Robson Guitar Tuition once again as always. I do hope you're well. Today we're looking at this guitar, the Harley Benton CST24T, a PRS copy basically. Now I know what you're thinking, haven't I already reviewed a Harley Benton PRS copy? And you'd be right, here it is, here. This is my guitar, the hardtail version, the fixed bridge version of this one, which has the trem. And seeing as how I had the opportunity to check this guitar out, I thought I'd do it as a video. Basically what's happening is that this guitar belongs to a student of mine who's getting it for his birthday next month, and he wanted me to give it a bit of a once over, make sure everything is as it should be. That guitar there, mine, has Wilkinson pickups in it as well. That's another difference. This one has the newer Roswell pickups, and these guitars are made in a different factory, as we'll discuss later. We'll take a look at all the specifications and everything shortly, but for now, let's hear how she sounds. So there you go, those are the tones that this guitar produces, and not bad, it has to be said. You could see the settings I was using there on screen with the Vox Tone Lab. The one initial observation I would have is that these Roswell pickups are quite a bit hotter than the Wilkinson pickups in my guitar. You'll notice where I was using a clean sound in that demonstration, I had to engage the coil taps. The patch that I've got set up on the Tone Lab for my clean sound, I can get a lovely clean sound using humbuckers, using the humbuckers on the Wilkinson humbuckers on my CST24, but you really need to kind of drop the output a little bit and coil tap them on this guitar. It's not a good thing or a bad thing, it's just a different thing. These pickups have a little bit more output. Still nice, warm, round, transparent tone though, as I think you could hear. So that's a little bit of an observation on the pickups. Let's have a look at the rest of the specifications now. Okay, we have a mahogany body topped with a rather fetching flamed maple veneer, and as you can see, the body has a rather well done cream binding around the edge. Moving on to the neck, that again is mahogany. It has what's called a C profile, and you can also see the binding continues onto the neck. The fingerboard, which looks like rosewood but isn't, is that roseacre stuff, which is a thermally treated form of maple, and we have a 14-inch radius. Set into that there are 24 medium jumbo frets, and up at the top end we have an unspecified nut. There's no information on the nut material, but on my guitar and on the current version of my guitar, which is the hardtail version of this one, it is actually specified as graphite. The headstock sports the new Harley Benton logo, which I do think looks rather much better than the old one, and also we have 3-a-side unbranded chrome tuners, and you can also see these days that this guitar is made in Vietnam. Down at the other end we have a Wilkinson WPC bridge, which I have one of those on my Yamaha Pacifica guitar, and it's a great bridge. It's very comfortable, no sharp edges, and it stays in tune really well. Round the back there is a rather nice big chunky steel tremolo block, which helps the sustain, and also providing sustain are these Roswell Alnico pickups, which are controlled by a 3-way toggle switch and a master volume and tone control, and there is a push-pull coil tap on that master tone control, and there you have it. That's what's going on with this guitar. And those lovely close-up photos of it do show it off rather well. I think it is a very attractive looking instrument, but is beauty only skin deep? What's the overall quality and setup and everything like on this guitar? Well, Harley Benton of late have been either one extreme or the other. You either get a perfectly set up guitar that is, you know, immaculate, or it will have issues, shall we say. Suffice to say that this guitar is closer to the former rather than the latter. As with all Harley Benton guitars that I've ever tried, really, the one thing that is always seems to be sorted is the nut. The nut on this guitar is as near perfect as makes no difference in terms of the nuts, the depth of the slots, and just everything. There's no binding, there's no sticking in the nut or anything like that. The fretwork is, well, it's not almost perfect, it is perfect. With every guitar that comes in here for review, I go over all the frets with a fret rocker, and there is not an uneven fret anywhere to be found. Somebody's done a really nice setup job on these frets. There's no fret sprout, there's no kind of sharp jagged edges poking out the side of the neck. All is as it should be. Intonation, measured just with, not with a strobe tuner or anything like that, just with the kind of tuner that we all use all the time, is absolutely spot on as well. The action was a little bit on the high side, it has to be said, but that was just because there was a bit too much relief in the neck, so just over a quarter of a turn on the truss rod soon sorted that out, and now we have a low, slinky, buzz-free, choke-free action everywhere, no dead spots. Absolutely beautifully playing guitar this is. Now, you would not think that this is a £200 guitar. You would, I mean, maybe you wouldn't think it was a £3,000 guitar, but you would certainly kind of have it, if you didn't know anything about the Harley Benton brand, you would probably kind of pin this at somewhere like a £500 or £600 guitar very easily indeed. The tuners have been a bit of a bone of contention on Harley Bentons that I've reviewed lately. They often feel a little bit numb and unresponsive, the kind of thing where you turn the peg but nothing happens and then it catches up, and not entirely a confidence inspiring experience when you try to tune up. Not so with these tuners, nice and smooth. I mean, they're just standard non-locking tuners, but nice and smooth. Tuning stability is fine for the most part. That obviously is how hard you use the trem. But absolutely fine tuners. That's the fact of the matter. On the subject of the trem, what is the tremolo performance like on this guitar? The Paul Reed Smith that this is obviously a copy of is renowned for having a traditional style tremolo that performs above and beyond the call of duty and will stay in tune pretty well no matter what you do with it. You're not going to get that level of performance out of a £200 guitar. It's just not going to happen. You probably could get somewhere close though, but you're going to need to do a few tweaks and modifications. The nut, although it is very, very well cut, will not be the same material that PRS use on a 3,000 quid guitar. It's just not going to happen. So you could kind of get some nut sauce or grind up some graphite from a pencil and put that into the nut slots. Locking tuners there would help. You know, maybe some roller saddles down at the bridge as well. All of these things would give you enhanced performance with the trem if that's your cup of tea. For me personally, I just block it off with a lump of wood and turn it into a fixed bridge guitar because that's my cup of tea. So there you go, folks. This is the Harley Benton CST24T in Ocean Flame finish. A guitar that I'm sure my student will be very, very thrilled to get his hands on when he reaches his birthday next month. It's a lovely guitar. What can I tell you? If you're thinking about buying one, you know, even if you don't get one that's as well set up as this, you're looking at maybe an afternoon's work to sort out things like action and intonation and stuff like that. And even if you're not confident sorting out perhaps a buzzy fret or something like that, you know, factor in the cost of taking it to your local guitar shop for a setup, and it's still a cheap guitar. You know, it's still kind of, you're still getting good value for money. And there you have it. Now, on the subject of Harley Benton guitars, don't forget that the Harley Benton ST62 is for sale. Email your bids to me for this guitar, and all proceeds from the sale of this guitar will be going to Zoe's Place, which is a charity in Middlesbrough which provides palliative, respite and end-of-life care to children under 5 with terminal illnesses. A fantastic cause that I'm incredibly proud to support. So get your bids in for that guitar. What else? Oh yes, if you would like some tailored one-to-one guitar tuition, then give me a shout via the details at the end of this video. It's also the email address to send your bids to as well, by the way. If you live on Teesside in the northeast of England, you can come along for a face-to-face lesson, or wherever you are in the world you can have a lesson via Skype, and whichever way you do it, your first lesson is of course free, so you got nothing to lose. And with that, I'll bid you all a good day, say thank you very much for watching, thank you for your time, and I'll look forward to seeing you all again next time around. Bye for now, folks.